it's a weird thing to be like, oh, the Ghostbusters, yeah, there were ghosts in New York, but people forgot about it. And it's like the Statue of Liberty walks through the city at some point. And there were news cameras in the 80s.
Literal mountains of melted marshmallow coating New York. Yeah.
And they'd be like, oh, this thing kind of happened, but no one had a cell phone camera, so no one remembers. It's like, no, that's not true.
Welcome back to the Breakroom, everybody. It's a headlines day. I'm Zach Huddleston, and joining me to get through the nerdy news of the week, I've got Maude Garrett.
Hi, I'm Maude Garrett.
Yes, and Brandon Barrick.
Hi, I'm Brandon Barrick.
They say it. You can read it. It's any way to absorb their name is available to you. So, coming up on today's show, does nobody want to be in Marvel movies anymore? Has Ghostbusters nostalgia gone too far?
Too far.
And what's the face you make when you've eaten all the popcorn, but the Dune popcorn bucket's still second?
I can't believe we did this.
I can't believe they made this.
I mean, I thought there was a lot of debate when the picture first showed up on our Slack as to whether or not this was like a prank or like a fake, but it appears to be real.
I think it's great. What else? Okay, well, it's our very first topic. So here we're gonna
go straight into it.
Save all your dirty jokes and/or speculation for that. But can we show it? Do we have the image of the popcorn?
Are we allowed to show it? If you have children in the room, please have them leave. Okay.
I mean,
did no one think what that looked like?
It's a sandworm, mouth agape. Now, my question, and I don't think we have historic other buckets, but we've seen some. Jessica Clemens at New Rockstars is a big fan of the different themed popcorn buckets. Oh, we have the Thor. Actually, that's not it. But there was a Mjolnir shaped one for Thor: Love and Thunder.
They've done several superhero heads. They did like
I believe Mean Girls had a burn book.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Barbie
There was a
had a
Barbie one, right?
convertible car.
I think there was like a Wonka hat for the
Wonka
Okay,
hat.
hold on. A great question to ask is, what else could they have used? Because I believe the sandworm is the most iconic part of Dune.
Maybe like am I going to say this right? An orthocopter or whatever?
Yeah, okay.
Some sort of weird thing.
It's good.
What about just Timothée Chalamet's head?
Oh, I was going to say Austin Butler's shaved
Oh,
bald
yeah.
head.
Oh.
Maybe just a pearly white dome.
Maybe like a long Baron Harkonnen like sock that you fill with popcorn, because he has that long trail.
Oh, yeah. It could almost look like a cornucopia of Harkonnen that you could get.
That's actually how they should have done the worm. It should be like a boa you wear that's full of popcorn.
Ooh.
Like a popcorn sock.
Like a horse
That
trough
you
or
wrap
whatever.
around your neck or something like that. It's like a full worm.
How many people do you think they're going to use it? I'm so glad we have Fleshy as an emote on Twitch.
Yeah, put those fleshies.
This is
in
pretty
the
fleshy,
chat.
huh? Huh, Evan? Pretty fleshy. Evan's pretty.
And like the bristles. The
Yes.
bristles.
Can we pull it up again?
The bristles would tickle.
Do we think? Okay, so they're of a silicone kind of nature. It's not
I think
gonna
they're
hurt,
glass.
right? They're glass.
Like, this is why you need interns, because who else in the room is going to be like, I'd put my dick in that? Like, I mean, who is that? We weren't saying that was obvious. We weren't saying.
That's what you were thinking, Maude?
I gotta say, and I'm no expert, and I haven't tested. There's been no trial runs or anything like that. I don't think that would feel that great on a penis or any other body part.
The look of it is just the most intense part.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone's quite uncomfortable when we look at it. Like, I don't think anyone's there being
I think
like,
even Dashiell's too uncomfortable to leave it up on the screen for more than 2 seconds.
It's kind of like a butthole under a microscope. You know what I mean?
Whoa.
that
You can see
is
all the
what
hairs and stuff.
Denis Villeneuve's worms look like.
This didn't get run by Denny. You don't think he had final say on this?
I
You
might
think he's
ask
pissed about
him.
this?
I mean, he's an auteur. He wants to double check everything before it goes out. I think I kind of agree. Here's my thing. I don't think they went far enough. If that was like a full sandworm,
That's what I mean,
it's
the
just
sock,
a topper
the sock.
on top of a
Yeah.
pretty normal cup. I think that's what makes it look sex toy adjacent. Right. Like if it were the full body of the worm or something like that, or like it had like more of a dune underneath it, like it looked like it was coming out.
Okay, how do you eat popcorn? Because that looks like you have to eat popcorn like this.
How do you eat popcorn?
It's
Yes.
Oh,
like,
you
it's
wanna-
a full, and then you have this moment where you're trying to.
See, I think this is good for sharing, right? Because only one at a time can go in.
Oh, you're
you
that
can't
kind of
take too
person.
much, and it prevents spillage over the side.
So
the fibers are going to catch the loose.
So you say
kernels.
this bucket is better for solo
Yeah,
eating?
this is for a single use. This is for the solo.
For single people, single eaters,
solo movie watcher.
People are going to try and buy them and sell them on eBay or auction them off.
You can't just go into the AMC and be like, "Can I just go to the concession stand and
I didn't buy a
get
ticket.
a popcorn?"
Yes, Evan.
Here's the thing. I was doing a lot of research. I don't know if it's 100% confirmed that this is real still.
If it's not real, don't you think they are
They would have shut
hustling
it
to get
down.
into production now?
They would have shut it down so
Yeah,
fast.
wouldn't AMC have
surely.
issued a statement at this point?
Yeah. So,
I think they're just embarrassed. They're like, how were we so silly? How did we not see that?
Or popcorn pre-sales are through the roof,
Yeah.
and they're like, they're already thinking of like, what are we doing for Craven? What kind of gaping rhino mouth can we make for that movie?
it's a rhino horn. You open the horn and it's in the thing.
Let us know in the comments. Would you get a Dune?
Who's gonna get the Dune?
Who's
bucket?
going to get the Dune worm bucket? And
Yeah.
what would you do with it? Actually, don't be too explicit about
And-
that. But just yes or no.
Or if you have an alt pitch, absolutely, Maude was onto something there. Like,
Yeah.
what else could you do for this movie?
Yeah.
Actually, a still suit bucket
A
might be kind of.
still suit helmet, even.
Yeah, that
like,
could be kind of cool.
Or like, if you're doing a shape of a human figure, right? You would do Timothy Chalamet's gold armor, right? That's going to be the
Guys,
big thing in this movie.
the gum jabbar. It's a box.
Oh, come on! AMC, you dropped the ball.
Right here.
And-
And the whole test is you have to keep your hand in there for as long as
Yes,
possible.
and-
It's a popcorn thing.
Couldn't that be cool? Like, I've also never seen a popcorn thing that you have to like enter from the side. Wouldn't that be cool?
Oh, yeah.
Like, we gotta make our own. We'll do a DIY gum jabbar popcorn bucket and bring it to the AMC
The fact
down
that
the
it's
street.
like the test
Yeah.
as well. I just,
Yes.
worm popcorn.
Pain is the mind killer. Butter is the flavor giver.
Fear
You know what I
is-
mean?
fear's
Fear
the
is the
mind
mind killer.
killer.
Thank you.
It's okay.
Butter is the flavor giver. Yes.
I
okay.
like that.
I like that too. If it is the box, and then they give you like a little thing to put on your pinky to stick the popcorn.
An
in it.
individual.
Oh my gosh, yes.
like a little toothpick.
Like a little popcorn coating.
Honestly, no one would want to mess
No
with
one
that.
would mess with you.
They would
No,
want,
no
not
one
want to
messes
mess with that. Okay, there you go. AMC. What were you
Yep.
thinking? We're right here.
I love it. More of these franchises need to own the subtle sexuality of their monster design. I want to see Alien Romulus have like a weird mouth thing. Brandon could do a good Predator voice. I know that's not the same thing.
Okay, I don't know how to do that. I think it's so impressive.
It's great. That's why I make him do it all the time.
He makes me
I
do it all the time.
can, I can just go invisible and kill people, but like,
Whoa!
that's pretty cool.
Whoa, that's a more marketable skill, I feel like.
Here, look. If you have a close up, Ready? Go.
Oh, where'd Maude go? Oh, God. Oh, God. I know. Teamwork. Perfect.
Oh, at least I found that entertaining. You'll never get that 10 seconds back. Alrighty. All jokes aside, though, advance tickets for Dune Part 2 went on sale on Friday, and there were some reports that the influx of traffic caused AMC's app and website to go down for a bit because you're all horny.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I mean,
horny
that's-
for that IMAX.
That's a good sign for Dune 2, though, too.
Look, Dune was my favorite movie with the year it came out, and this is my most anticipated as well. I'm not going to reread the book for Dune 2, but I am going to watch the first
That's a
one
lot of
again.
books. That's a lot of books.
And I saw that Dune 1 is now on Netflix. It was on Max, of
Yeah.
course, for a long time, but they have farmed it out to Netflix, so now it's probably still on Max. I don't know.
They're putting it back in IMAX this summer, right?
Yes.
I don't know why they're not doing it before Dune 2.
No, 24th of January, I thought it
Yeah, I
was
think it's out right now.
Oh, it
Yeah,
is?
yeah. To like watch it on the big screen before you
I
dive
need
back
to.
in.
I never saw the first Dune in IMAX.
Oh, yes, that's where I saw it. I will be watching Dune 2 opening night IMAX for sure.
So good.
In an interview with Total Film Magazine, director Denis Villeneuve, one of the best directors working right now, whose name I should be better at pronouncing by this point, talking about the movie, he said, all of the elements are there, and he explained, but I think this the movie adaptation is more tragic than the book.
Book's pretty tragic.
The way that part 2 ends, it would create a total balance and equilibrium to finish Paul's storyline in what we could say in part 3.
Could say. Interesting.
Which, I thought this was always pitched as it was going to split the first book into 2 movies.
Yes.
So we think that this movie will kind of finish where the first book finishes. Of course, there's a lot of Dune books after
Yeah.
Dune, so you could continue the story in any number of sections or whatever. But he's clearly angling to do another film.
I'm sure he wants to do another one. Yeah, but I know I haven't read the books, but I've kind of read synopsis of the books. They get even kookier as you go on.
Yeah,
A lot
but I
of
think
big
there's
elements.
some time jumps a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even this movie, right? And this is
Has
something
to.
that's in the other version of Dune. The like little kid, the little girl,
Yes.
who's
Yep.
like an
Paul's
adult.
sister. Yeah.
Yes.
How they're gonna do this in this movie, I don't
well,
know.
it's Florence
It's gonna
Pugh.
be
She's not a little girl.
very interesting. Very.
Wait, I thought
strange.
Florence Pugh was playing the Emperor's daughter.
Oh, the Emperor's daughter.
Yeah.
Right, you're right. Then that will take off in a whole new
Yeah.
direction.
But yeah, we don't really know. I feel like I read that Paul's sisters might be CGI.
I don't know.
Because she's like a weird. That was Alicia Witt in the David Lynch movie from the 80s. Went on to be an adult actress as well. Not adult actress sounded wrong, but you get what I'm saying.
An actress who happened
She was a child
to be an
actor
adult.
who aged into. Oh, okay, where we go. And he's clearly. Sometimes you hear from directors that have like been working on a franchise for a while, and they're like, "I need a break
Right.
No.
from this world." He never sounds like that.
No.
I think he could keep making Dune movies for a while. He's making a Dune TV show. Or I don't think he has a lot of direct involvement, but that Bene Gesserit Max show that's been in the works for a while, I think we might see that this year, hopefully. I think they had some like change up with their showrunner and stuff like that.
I wouldn't put it past Denny to absolutely put a cliffhanger in it as like a bit of a, we need more of this. Zendaya has already gone on record in an interview to say that 3 has not been announced or approved, or there's like a lot of hope that it will progress. And I think that you're right. Denny's like absolutely carving out an entire sort of like corner. As long as it keeps making a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like he's also one of those directors that clearly like movie stars love to work with. Like a Chris Nolan or a Wes Anderson or whatever. Like he can get like people huge names to show up for like small roles and stuff like that. Yeah.
So I interviewed the cast for the first movie, and you're right, a big sort of like feedback from everyone of the cast is like, if Denny asks it, you do it. And one of them was the fact that Jason Momoa shaved his beard. I was like, how was that for you? And he's like, my kids didn't like me with a shaven face. I will not do this again.
Wow.
But Denny asked me to do it, and so there it is.
Yeah, and I feel like Dave Bautista in the promotion for the first movie was also like, I'll show up, I'll do anything, I'll be the weird pale white goon for him or whatever. Yeah,
He made Oscar Isaacs give him $10 million.
he had to pay to be in the movie.
Yeah, he said, give me $10 million.
Wow.
But actually, speaking of Oscar Isaac, it's what's interesting is that in the book there wasn't that level of vulnerability where Leto was naked, stripped naked when he was paralyzed. That he was never naked in the book. So it's like when you look at this quote saying, "I'm making it more tragic than the book," he's already done that before.
Yeah.
So I'm like a little worried about what he's going to do, but it'll be great. It'll amplify the story.
Yeah.
But that's just what he does.
I love it. I love it. Maud's doing the. You said you're doing the press junket for Dune 2 sometime soon. Next week. This week.
This weekend?
Okay. We might get some insider scoopies
tea? Yeah.
from cast interviews and stuff. Maybe next week on the Breakroom.
Yay.
Moving on to some DC news. James Gunn is threading.
His eyebrows?
That is what it's called.
Lots of little Superman legacy tidbits coming out on Threads. Former HyperX user James Gunn now seems to be shifting a little bit of his social media focus. He confirmed that Batman will not be in Superman Legacy. There you go. He's not in the script.
I kind of like that they're keeping that separate. If you're going to rebuild from the ground up, I personally think DC's biggest fault was trying to catch up to Marvel, who had already done origin stories and given all these heroes enough time to kind of like breathe a little bit. And so when Justice League came together, I think it was too much too quick.
Yeah.
So the fact that they're going to keep that separate, yes, if you're going to clear the slate, let's really tell Superman's story again. Let's understand who this new version of Superman really is before we start throwing him in with Batman. That's my 2 cents.
I love it. Yeah, it feels like James Gunn wants. It also gives you, if you try to launch a Superman or a Batman franchise or whatever, and maybe it doesn't quite click.
Right.
You're not already invested in that
if
permutation.
you're Batman and you're doing a Superman movie and Batman shows up and everyone's like, I hated that Batman. I'm
Well,
like, oh, shoot.
That's kind of what happened with Ben Affleck. He had his own standalone movie, but you'd seen him in the collaboration piece, and because it just didn't really gain traction, like he was set to direct it.
Yeah.
Like the wheels were in motion for him to take
Yeah.
over and to like really forge it out. There's already been a new Batman.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then the internet was mean to him.
Aww.
They made a bunch of sad memes about sad Ben Affleck.
Oh, darkness, my old friend.
They were great.
It
They
was
were
good.
great. And you know what? We got the Batman because of it. And I think that was better.
It all worked out. And Ben Affleck went on to direct prestige movies and got paid a lot of money to make that Air Jordan movie.
He got back with J-Lo.
That was a good movie.
Yeah.
They're doing great.
Yeah,
They're a
everybody's
power couple
happier.
again.
Everybody's happier.
Everyone's happier.
James Gunn also mentioned the movie will be shot in IMAX. That's a real a production flex. Again, calling back to Christopher Nolan, who loves to shoot his films in that.
Gonna be a loud set. The IMAX cameras are very loud
Yeah, and heavy.
and heavy.
You got to be a real.
You need that reverb, you know, because he's breaking sound barriers.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Oh yeah, for Superman. Yeah. James Gunn also mentioned that none of Legacy will be dedicated to Superman's origin. Okay,
None.
right there he says none.
They're always so afraid to do this, but I'm glad they're doing it. Like that was so refreshing in the MCU where Spider-Man just showed up.
Yeah.
And it was like we don't.
He's already got the costume.
We've all seen the movies. We've all
Yep.
read the comic books. Because even Batman, they're like afraid to do it half the time.
We don't need another pearls
Pearls in the rain.
down the
The
alleyway.
well full of
And
bats.
it's interesting because David Cornsweet, the actor cast as Superman, is a young man,
He's so hot.
but also like Superman doesn't really age normally. So like,
Yeah, he's an alien.
yeah, so he could have been Supermaning for quite a while, right?
Could
Like
have.
at the beginning of this movie. Yeah.
You're gonna play him like Baby Grogu. He's gonna be like 100-year-old Superman. I only look 26. And I'm 100 years old.
Well-
I saw the railroads come in.
And every
And I bent
vampire,
them.
everything.
And every vampire.
Yeah,
Yes.
but they still hook up with teenagers.
What if, we don't know what James Gunn's got planning, what if it is like, you know, Action Comics #1 origin Superman, but he's still out here in 2024? You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, like not even flying. He's just jumping.
or
Like
no,
jumping
I'm saying
Superman?
like he came in like the origin of like he started being Superman when the comic book
Oh, okay.
Superman started.
So he's been
They're not-
Superman since like the 1920s.
Yeah, they're not doing this. I'm not proposing.
I like it, and they're all just like, man, Superman's
That's a lot of
gotta
exposition, though.
They're
When's
like,
this alien
they're
gonna
like
die?
some of Superman's opinions on race and gender are a little outdated.
We should go back to the gold standard, Chi. I could see it all in Fort Knox. I'm looking through your clothes right now. 'Cause I'm a permanent alien.
Oh, Grandpa Superman.
Not
get
my
out of here.
Superman.
Not mine. Before we continue, we've got some Marvel casting news, some other stuff to talk about. We want to shout out our friends at Jelly Bean Planet.
You can hold that one too.
Yes,
You
thank
know
you.
I'm going to eat some.
Valentine's Day is right around the corner, folks. Do you have some sweets planned for your sweet?
If you don't, get them for you to eat.
That's right. Celebrate you, who you should be loving the most.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
sir.
Love yourself.
Okay. They make Jelly Bean Planet, our friends at Jelly Bean Planet, who have been sponsoring the show for a while, and whose delicious jelly beans we've been enjoying both on screen and off. They make a bunch of different fun sizes. Their 8-ounce package. This is a nice, you know, this fits in a stocking. This fits in an Easter basket. This is great. The Papa Bean is a great one for a desk, a home office, a center console of your Honda Civic, whatever.
Can I read some of the flavors?
Oh, please.
Pear, butterscotch, passion fruit, coconut, cola, cotton candy, marshmallow, grape, raspberry, mango, lemon, lime, bubblegum, kiwi, pomegranate, tangerine, wild cherry, pina colada, and strawberry.
Delicious.
I just had a cafe latte and it was great.
Oh, this is what's really cool. Wait, can you show me? You pop it.
And then it gives
You
you
get a surprise.
somewhere between 1 and 2 beans.
Folks, President Kennedy said it best. By the end of this decade, we will land a man on the Jelly Bean Planet. So support our show and get yourself some jelly beans of your own from Jelly Bean Planet. Just click the link in the description below, or you can find them on Amazon.
That's right. But mostly click the link in the description.
go to their
'cause then
website.
We get some attribution for that, so we
Yeah.
appreciate that. Yeah, and thank you to Jelly Bean Planet for sponsoring Breakroom, helping us bring the show to you. And we also want to thank another one of our sponsors today, Blue Chew. BlueChew.com is an online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra but in chewable tablets and at a fraction of the cost. Whether or not that's something you need, that's your business. But if you need to put some proverbial pep in your step, okay, Blue Chew can help. If that Dune popcorn bucket ain't doing it for you right now, maybe Blue Chew can help your sandworm really crest. You know what I'm saying? Take them anytime, day or night. Be the Kizat Sadarak of your household.
Stop looking for approval from Evan for this.
Be the Muad'Dib of the bedroom.
The sleeper shall be awoken.
That's right, baby.
Fear is the mind killer. You don't have to be fearful. That's the only thing I can contribute,
right.
I
That's
feel.
It's super easy to do. Just sign up at BlueChew.com and consult with one of their licensed medical providers. And once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. It's all done online. You don't have to go to a doctor's office or a pharmacy or any of that awkward stuff. Blue Chew's tablets are made in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in discreet packaging. If you're skeptical or don't think you need it, try it for a month. It's free. See how it goes. Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code BREAKROOM at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code BREAKROOM. To receive your first month free, visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. Thank you, Blue Chew, for sponsoring the show. Okay.
Before we get into this segment, a bit of breaking news just happened.
No way.
Supergirl has been cast in James Gunn and Peter Safran's DC universe.
Go on.
Whoa.
And it's gone to Millie Alcock from House of the Dragon.
Oh, no way.
was
Guys,
me.
I get to say it. She's Australian.
Hey, okay.
I am a real Australian. Fight for the rights of every man.
Okay.
Wonderful.
She's going to be good, I think.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Great.
She's-
House of the Dragon?
She is a tiny person.
She's a small
She's
one.
very small.
We
saw her at the.
We saw her at the House of the Dragon premiere. She's a small person.
Yeah.
Which
But-
is odd because I'm actually considered small in Australia too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What is the average height there?
Yeah,
7, 8 feet?
6'6".
6'6"?
Yeah.
Wow.
There are giants in Australia.
The gravity hits different
It sure
south
does.
of the equator.
Yeah.
It kind of stretches.
We got to do something about these giants in Australia.
Wow. I did not realize she was Australian. That's great.
That's
Well,
why you have me here because I won't shut up about it apparently.
Is David Cornsweet is English? Or he's American?
English.
He's English.
I'm
Okay.
pretty sure he's English. He's my dream guy in my head, so I've made him English.
We have to have Americans playing these aliens. What's going on?
He's from Philadelphia.
Oh,
No,
yeah, he's
in
an
my head,
American.
that's just Henry
And
Cavill.
Philadelphia is
That's just
an
Henry
old
Cavill.
British colony. I think that's British enough.
Old country.
Legally, I'm an alien.
Illegally. Yeah.
I'm a legal alien.
Okay.
What's your? Well, I was about to ask. What's your stat? What do you got? A green card? What's your current?
No, my visa is literally called an extraordinary alien.
Wow. Good job, Maude.
Supergirl, right here.
She's from the Jelly Bean Planet, folks.
Every flavor. Just 36 of
How
them.
bad would it be if you're just ordinary alien? That's so much less fun than extraordinary.
I wouldn't
alien.
know.
Wow.
Got him.
Congratulations, Millie Alcock.
Thanks for the breaking news. Breaking news.
I mean, yeah, it's good. It's good to get that role because she's not.
Did
gonna get
James
more
Gunn announce
parts
it on Threads?
That's the Dragon.
Oh no. Yeah.
She's done on that show.
Yeah, she aged out.
No, I think this is just coming from Deadline. So
And she, remind me, she played young Rhaenyra?
Yeah.
Yes.
She sure did.
Very talented actress. Okay.
We got a new segment. I'm hijacking the show now. What's up?
What's up?
What's up? How many extra headlines can I get through in 1 minute? 60 seconds on the clock. There's a lot of news going around. I'm going to put on my newsreader voice and I'm going to try and read out as many as possible. If you've got questions, I might try to answer them, but don't.
I don't want to interrupt. You're going for the record. I can't interrupt you.
Can't hurt your flow.
Can I get my time? Dash, my time's starting now.
whoa.
Okay. In video game news, the early release version of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has been pulled from stores after a glitch allowed players to complete the game their first time logging in. Developer Rocksteady is working on fixing the issue. Next! Warner Brothers Discovery will likely acquire distribution rights for the documentary Super/Man, the Christopher Reeve story, to the tune of $15 million, showcasing how Reeves found the true meaning of heroism as an activist after his accident. The film has been reviewed very positively. Director of Moon and Warcraft, Duncan Jones, has announced the cast for his next film, Rogue Trooper, an animated film based off a 2000s comic classic. It'll star the likes of... Why would you do this to me? Anurin Barnard, Haley Atwell, and Jack Loudon. And also Sean Bean. But will Sean Bean die this time? I have 8 seconds. Shut up! Despicable Me 4 trailer came out yesterday. It's amassed 3.2 million views on YouTube. Banana.
Yeah.
That's it. I had quite a few more, but you won't learn about Ben Stiller confirming something today.
That was great. You got through 4 headlines in a minute. And those weren't even really... That was like headlines and then a couple sentences about each other.
Can I also say I did not get to read that beforehand?
Oh, you did it?
Nah.
I read through them beforehand.
No.
You had fewer errers and stumbles than I do reading at normal
But did you
speed.
see my face? I was just like all over the place.
You even threw in a couple very newscastery over pronunciations and stuff like that. That was very nice.
Thank you. Like what?
Yeah, like what, Zach?
Well, on the last one, didn't you put a little spice on something that I liked?
The spice must flow.
The spice must.
What was that? The one that she
Don't
didn't get to
clip
read
that.
was a
It was just confirming Severance season.
Severance season 2 is filming currently, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now
It hasn't wrapped yet.
apparently that's one of the best shows. But here's a confession: I cancelled my Apple TV subscription because Ted Lasso season 2 was so bad.
Well, it didn't get any better in season 3.
Ugh. The most watched original streaming show of 2023.
Says who?
The first season was
Nielsen.
fantastic,
They don't know.
and then they just.
Yeah. Well, Severance, if you're even just subscribe for 1 month just for Severance, it's a great show. And or wait until Severance season 2, which we're hoping we maybe get this year.
Maybe, I don't know.
If they're shooting right now, that would make me think that we might get that this year.
Yeah, I don't know. Because the post was kind of just like, here's a behind the scenes shot. Are they filming right now? Did they just start? I would assume they've been filming for a little bit.
Did that first
No,
season?
there was the strikes and all of that. So
Yeah. Is that
everything
for season
fell out.
22 or 21?
Oh God, let's see.
It's been a minute.
21.
21.
Yeah.
He says with no knowledge whatsoever and extreme confidence.
I throw things out all the time.
I
only
know.
to be
You
corrected.
just gotta believe it.
You just
22.
22.
Damn it, Brandon! You lied to me, Brandon! You lied to me!
Get out. Take a lap.
This guy.
What are you good for?
Going back to the things you said, did that Warcraft movie come out?
Yeah.
Is that a fever dream?
Yeah,
Did
that
anybody
came out.
see the Warcraft movie?
That was 2015,
Yeah,
wasn't
that
it?
was a long time.
God.
2016? 2016.
Wow. Duncan Jones.
16.
Who
2016.
didn't he do both Moon
I didn't
and
Source Code.
Source Code? Yeah.
David Bowie's son.
Yeah.
Two good sci-fi movies.
Yeah, Source Code's great. I love Jake Gyllenhaal. Ugh.
What is it about him? He
I
actually
don't know. It's the way he treated Taylor Swift.
I knew it.
No,
liked that?
No, I didn't like that. No, he's great.
You gotta
know what I
separate-
like about Jake Gyllenhaal? He fucking commits to characters. Go see Ambulance if you haven't seen Ambulance. He
Nightcrawler?
commits to
Was it
it.
Stalker?
Nightcrawler.
Crawler?
He's incredible. in
Stalker?
that. Enemy. He's incredible.
Yes.
Speaking of Denis Villeneuve, Enemy,
Yeah.
Prisoners.
He did
Get out of town.
two Villeneuve
Yeah.
joints. Yeah.
He was there from the
You know what,
beginning.
Brandon?
dog.
You got to learn to separate the artist from the art.
That's right.
Okay? You can't hold his personal life against his wonderful on-screen.
I know, but she's crying in the bathroom. Do something. Do something, man. You're 10 years older than her. God, get your shit together.
I really liked him as a villain. I liked him as Mysterio. I thought he was
Yeah.
fantastic in that
great.
movie.
He's
Oh,
great.
And
Still
the bloopers.
very charismatic.
Well, he's on that list of like actors Marvel's like trying to bring back to be like, hey, I know we used you in a one-off,
But we'll
can
give
we
you
bring
something
it-
else?
Yeah, can we bring you? Because he was reportedly up for the role of Reed Richard. They like talked to him at some point about coming back to do that.
Wow.
Because they're talking to like Mads Mikkelsen apparently about like, hey, can you come back? We won't make you Caecilius again. We'll give you something else.
But he also did Star Wars,
Right.
Mads.
Right.
And now they're doing all the Mikkelsen family.
They all get a job. They're like the.
There's a Bill
Skarsgård.
Bill Mickelson. Yeah. If you're a Skarsgård, if you're from a Danish acting family, you keep getting paid, baby. Come on. Actually, I don't know that they're both Danish, but I feel like the Mickelsons are Danish.
I have no idea.
We're going to need it.
We'll never know.
All right. Sorry.
The Sarsgaards
Well,
and the Sarsgaards, I want to say, are Swedish.
What's that movie? Copenhagen?
Yeah,
what's that
Mikkelsen
movie?
Danish.
Great. Called it Copenhagen Cowboy.
Yeah.
Or the Pusher trilogy.
Right.
With Nicholas Winding Refn. Mads Mikkelsen shows up in that. That was one
That's
of
where he
I
was
think
like discovered.
That was his first film role.
He was a local.
Anyways, we're getting into
We've got some Marvel news.
yeah,
Deep Marvel news.
yeah. Marvel news. Okay, so and some news from today. It seems like that Thunderbolts cast is just in flux, guys. It keeps changing. Io Adebri, Emmy award-winning,
And Golden Globes,
Globe
yeah.
award-winning actress from The Bear, talented comedian, also a voice on Big Head and
She
lots
can
of other
sing.
work.
Bottoms.
well.
She was in Bottoms.
Bottoms, theater camp. Yeah, she's worked a lot in the last couple of years. She was in the Thunderbolts cast. and is now no longer in the Thunderbolts.
What's going on with this script? Or are they asking to take too much time out of schedules? And she's popping at the
They were
moment.
booking people pre-strike, and then now people's schedules are different.
She booked this after season 1 of The Bear, but before season 2 came out. Her career has skyrocketed since then. She's made a couple of feature films that show so well regarded. I bet she's just like, I can't give you guys 5 months out of my life. I could be the star of my own movie or a new show or something like that in that time. So she backed out. And this follows, and by the way, she's been replaced already. When they announced she's out, they already had a new person lined up. Geraldine Viswanathan, who you might remember from Blockers. She had a great kind of breakout performance in that comedy from a couple of years ago. And she's already been replaced in that. And I think we haven't been told exactly what role either of them, that role
That was like
cast was
she
gonna
works
be,
for
but-
Val or whatever.
Yeah, she's supposed to be like Val's assistant allegedly, and would have kind of just been like quippy and like fun. Yeah.
I think with both like Steven Yeun dropping out of that one and I wonder if Marvel 2 is like, we could probably get better parts for these actors.
Yeah, I mean, we don't
Let's
have
bring them back in like bigger
Okay.
things.
Yeah.
Interesting though
Steven
that
Yeun.
but his replacement was never announced, but in this instance, straight away it has been.
Well,
so.
was it confirmed that it was Lewis Pullman?
So Deadline last week mentioned that Lewis Pullman was in like early talks to replace him. In this announcement of Io Debris dropping out, they did confirm. They said that he has replaced Sentry or replaced Steven Yeun as Sentry. It's still like maybe that was like a typo, or maybe that was something they were like rushing to get out. They just saw that as the latest thing.
Oh, okay. So we
So
don't-
I
still don't-
personally am not like fully believing that he's replaced the role.
I want to see some like paparazzi photos of Lewis Pullman at an Equinox.
Yeah.
Just getting ripped.
Yeah.
That will be the confirmation I need. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, Deadline's been, they can be a little.
They can jump the gun.
Scoopy.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that were like, Sacha Baron Cohen is maybe Mephisto in Ironheart. And then a lot of places were like, oh, he's definitely Mephisto. And it's like, well, Deadline didn't even really say for sure.
Yeah, they didn't really source it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, Marvel has no comment or something like that.
Yeah, and so like I clickbaited this at the beginning with nobody wants to be in Marvel movies. No, I think this is a great example of like they cast 2 actors where especially Steven Yeun's been working and doing a lot of great stuff for a while, but like they cast 2 actors on the rise, and then because the movie got delayed, those 2 actors kept rising and maybe rose a little bit beyond the part that they'd been assigned to. But I think I don't think it's going to negatively impact Thunderbolts or anything.
I mean, I will say, I'm starting to wonder if the script is not strong enough. Like, that's a deduction that I've made from 2 people kind of walking from it. So you just don't know. You start piecing things together. And
like they're reportedly doing a lot of reshoots on Brave New World, which I think Brave New World and Thunderbolts are supposed to be kind of tightly tied together. They haven't started filming Thunderbolts yet. So maybe the story's changing and they're like getting rid of parts.
Thunderbolts is supposed to be a 2025 release, right?
Yeah, I think they have 4 on the schedule for 2025.
Yeah, Brave New World, Thunderbolts, Blade, and not Fantastic Four. That's 2026, right?
Yeah.
I think Thunderbolts and Blade.
And Brave New World are the 3
Brave New
movies
World,
next
yeah.
year.
was
Maybe it's
another
just 3.
one.
is there not another? Is that the second time you've been wrong?
Probably. Wow.
Ever. Wow.
Ever.
Sorry that the cameras are
A
rolling.
glitch in the Matrix. Brandon's wrong.
It's true.
And then we got some news. The currently filming Daredevil Born Again. We got some great shots of Charlie Cox on set, along with Eldon Hansen and Deborah Ann Woll.
Oh, that's cute.
You did it, Internet. You made it happen.
Look at the sign. The sign of the firm. Very sweet. Look at Deborah being so helpful.
Was that filming or was that just them like rapping
The
for the
BTS?
day and like
I think it is them
They're
filming.
filming.
There's a little sign that says it's got the law practice name up
Right.
top.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
Or were they just goofing around on set?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that
that
looked
looked
like
like
goofing.
extras purposely crossing in front of them, so like maybe that is filming.
They kept looking at the camera like,
No, but Deb was holding the cane while he fixed his buttons. Do you think that would be in
but
the
maybe
show?
he's like, he's got to stay in character all the time.
Did you hear that he noticed that he would stop making eye contact because when he was playing this role for so
He
long?
got used to like,
Yeah, he had to like not be able to look someone
He's
in
like
the eyes.
Austin Butler, can't drop his accent.
He literally had to have a voice coach to relearn his
Yeah, dude.
own
Yeah.
dialect.
Charlie Cox had to get a looking coach.
Yeah.
To start looking at people again. Huh?
There it is.
Looking.
That's looking, coach.
It worked.
Just doing that.
Okay.
I thought you were trying to get your check.
Yeah, please. Garzon? Yeah. So, how do we think? Do we think these characters are going to be incorporated via flashbacks? Will they kind of continue where the series left off, moving forward?
We were talking about the fact that it's going to be a lot more action heavy this time, and that looked very sort of legal procedural. So I'm not sure if it's necessarily going to be a flashback or if it's going to be the calm before the storm.
Yeah.
It would be weird to like not have these characters in the show, whatever reasons they decided to like kind of change things, and now they're in the show. It would be weird if it's just flashback, or that like, oh, these characters are not dead or something. I think they're probably still alive. I think they were probably blipped. Whatever happens, happens.
Oh.
They're back now. That'll be part of the conflict. He's a different person. He's changed. You guys weren't here. Well, we didn't have a choice. Blah 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 blah.
But it's always that thing where it's like they can't do it alone.
Yeah,
so you
yeah.
have to have the team united.
Yes, but I doubt they're writing them off. And whether or not they're in a ton of episodes or not, I'm sure they are a part of his life going forward now. Because it would be really weird to bring them back.
To high five
measures.
And it's often helpful to give a hero some civilian friends who you can put in danger.
Yeah.
At different points or
To
whatever.
ground him.
Yes. Yeah. So, anyways, people are excited about that. We got other all kinds of set photos from Daredevil as well, including of a newspaper image of a headline talking about Kingpin's campaign, Wilson Fisk's campaign for mayor, and things like that. So we remain excited about Daredevil Born Again.
We remain
Set to be released, we hope, early 2025. I think that's the first show we're going to get next year.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Yes. We have a lot more to talk about, but before we do, we want to thank Lucy for sponsoring today's episode of The Breakroom. Click the link in the description. Lucy is upping the nicotine pouch game with Breakers. With a mini liquid capsule inside each Breakers, you get a satisfying pop and instant flavors that last. It comes in a 4 milligram or 8 milligram of tobacco-free, 100% pure nicotine. This is a 2 milligram guy. So I guess, the entire pack is maybe of that volume. And in 6 delicious flavors. Unique ones like apple ice or espresso, and classics like mint or mango. This one is berry citrus. Break up with your dusty gas station pouches and go to lucy.co/breakroom and use promo code breakroom to get 20% off your first order. Lucy offers free shipping and has a 30-day refund policy if you change your mind. That's lucy.co and use code breakroom to get 20% off and always free shipping. And the fine print. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Thanks again to Lucy for sponsoring The Breakroom. And finally, February 15th, we're doing a live show in a theater in Los Angeles.
What?
At Brain Dead Studios. Eric Voss is going to be there. Jessica Clement's going to be there. Other folks are going to be there. It's at a place called Brain Dead Studios where we did a live show previously. It is a blast. It's a really cool venue. We're going to do some fun stuff. This will be the week that Madam Web comes out, and it'll be the week after the Super Bowl. So we'll have some trailers to talk about in person, to give some inside scoop on and nerd out over. So come hang out with us in person if you're going to be in the Los Angeles area. February 15th. The link for that is also in the description. Okay, speaking of trailers, we got some trailers. Some Ghostbuster Afterlife Frozen Empire trailers.
Frozen Empire.
That's a mouthful. Ghostbusters Afterlife, Frozen Empire.
It's Ghostbusters Afterlife?
Oh, wait, sorry. Am I...
Ghostbusters Afterlife was the last movie.
Oh, okay.
Ghostbusters.
Oh, I thought they were going to just keep adding
Like
titles
Afterlife
to it.
is this
Yeah.
new venture.
new.
This
The
new
third movie
Ghostbusters,
is...
Frozen Empire.
It's just... There's no Afterlife. Okay, it would be great if every sequel
Ghostbusters.
you just had to keep adding...
Ghostbusters,
That's
the
funny.
Frozen Empire, an Afterlife story.
Yeah.
So actually, we have the U.S. trailer, I think, ready to roll.
Let's go.
We're going to watch it.
That's cool. Whoops.
I've been waiting 40 years for this.
His name was Onion Head until the cartoon. Yeah, cartoon called him Slime Man.
My gosh, and that's when they had the blonde hair that was like,
Yeah.
oh, I remember
Well,
that.
and you don't get a lot of it in this trailer, but the character that grabs the ball and kind of their hand freezes, we're going to see a little bit more of that character in the international trailer. They are definitely purposely styled like the animated.
Well, the
character,
creators,
right?
Yeah, they said like this version of the movie, it has a lot of like love or pastiche of the real Ghostbusters, Real Ghostbusters, which was an animated show, very like anime in style. I remember, Egon for whatever reason had a blonde
and
love curl,
seared into my memory.
right? And the episode was like very Monster of the Week in New York.
Yes.
They're always shooting the blaster packs or whatever, and proton packs.
Yep.
Excuse me. A lot of the action figures that kids had of that age were from that cartoon.
Yes.
It was very popular. I won't even say very popular. Like
It made it
popular.
to Australia. Drink.
Yeah, but it was only like one season, I think.
Yeah.
Right? It's not like it was a long running thing that a lot of people were going to be like, I remember that from the cartoon. I remember that.
I had an action figure of, he was a mailman ghost, but like
squeeze
his stomach opened up into a giant sharp tooth mouth. It was pretty.
You would like squeeze the action figures and they would do some weird monster thing.
So obviously we're recognizing that it was a huge part of the 80s, early 90s, and with nostalgia is like where the big bucks are, but they're running out of source material to be nostalgic. So now they're moving into the short one season blast.
It's like they haven't gone a single movie without using the original Ghostbusters.
Yeah, so
in
that was a
some
big
way.
part of
you
Afterlife.
If you didn't watch
It's a
Afterlife,
big part of all of them.
yeah.
No, not the previous Sony iteration. What was that, 2016?
So yeah, the one thing that this is not making canon is the all-female Ghostbusters. The Kristen
But some
Wiig.
of them showed up in that. That's what I'm saying. They used the original Ghostbusters, some of them, in that movie.
Yes.
They used them in Afterlife. They're using them in this one.
Aykroyd will show up wherever you need him.
It's like if every Spider-Man movie had Tom Holland in it. Or
technically
had
Tobey.
Tobey Maguire every time.
Yeah.
And then Andrew every time. You know, it's
But
like
that
they're
doesn't,
always
canonically,
calling
that does
back
not
to it.
make sense.
No, it
like,
doesn't.
why
No.
is Dan Aykroyd like back again being like, aha, you're obviously the only Ghostbusters we've ever had.
And like in the canon, so the first Afterlife movie, right? That mostly followed Finn Wolfhard and
Carrie Coon.
and Carrie Coon and
Mother,
the
son.
and the daughter, who turned out to be the daughter and the grandchildren of Harold Ramis's
Yes.
Venkman, right?
Or Egon, sorry.
Egon.
Spangler.
Yes, Egon Spangler. And then the other kind of elder Ghostbusters show up at the end of that film,
Yeah.
kind of for a glorified cameo, along with a digitally animated Harold Ramis that I found disturbing and in poor taste.
Didn't
But
speak.
Other people probably
I
were
think
fine
it would
with
be.
that.
I think it would be worse to not have him.
Yes, that's
You
true.
know,
That's
I
true.
actually didn't mind it, and the kind of got me when they had to like all unite and they were all there. It was a nice little homage,
Yeah.
and you know, Bill Murray, you can just tell is just like paycheck.
Yes.
He just wants that money.
So it appears this movie's going to use, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, and Ernie Hudson, and obviously Annie Potts as well. More, right? There's more kind of the side characters from the original two movies. Though it's interesting, this trailer makes it seem like they are of equal footing with the new gen characters and maybe are throughout. Do you think there's a chance they show up in Act 3 and they're not really in the
No,
first?
I think they're throughout this entire movie.
Okay.
Yeah, they can't do what they did in the last movie.
And just bring them in at the end.
But there's got to be some sort of, passing of the baton to like
Yeah.
stop having to use that as the. I mean, this is what's going on with the next Jurassic iteration, where it's like you used the originals as your sort of like nostalgic part. So what's next? What's the next iteration? So I don't know. What does everyone think of this one? Because it does feel very Doomsday, like end of the.
I don't know. I mean, I think they should have rebooted. It's a weird thing to be like, oh, the Ghostbusters. Yeah, there were ghosts in New York, but people forgot about it. And it's like the
That
Statue of Liberty walks through the city at some point. And there were news cameras
there were
in the 80s.
literal mountains of melted marshmallow coating New York. Yeah.
They'd be like, oh, this thing kind of happened, but no one had a cell phone camera, so no one remembers. It's like, no, that's not true.
Sewage drain, there was slime coming out.
We
of
still
it.
talk about Jack the Ripper. Everyone remembers that dude.
Yeah.
He just killed like 5 ladies. That's it. That's it.
That's
And we still talk about it.
Well,
they would
and
remember
we don't-
ghosts.
But we don't know exactly how they're going to handle it. I think like I so love the original Ghostbusters.
Right.
It holds up. The comedy in that movie, it's like literally one of the all-time best examples of comedy in action with like horror also sprinkled over the top. The old school mid-80s special effects have aged surprisingly well. That I think it's like I'm willing to take a risk on it. You know what I mean? Even if they swing and the miss, it's such a wonderful franchise to aim at that like I'm along for that.
Yeah, it's tough. You bring up Jurassic Park, and I think it falls into that category of like it works for one movie, but trying to like
Milk
make
the
it
cow.
this world where this thing keeps happening is weird and odd and like doesn't fit.
Yeah.
I don't know how you keep doing
Especially
a
when they're kind of
Ghostbusters.
breaking their own rules.
Right.
Where it's like, oh, you just forgot these monumental events.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like, is it an addition of, or are you wiping the slate clean? But like, how are you communicating that?
Interesting, they snuck a couple comedy ringers in there with Patton Oswalt and Kumail Nanjiani, both inside parts. I can't remember, was Patton Oswalt in the last movie?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No, okay. And then, of course, Paul Rudd has as good a comedy bona fides as anybody else. Yeah, and I like that. I will say Ghostbusters Afterlife, not a very funny movie. They were kind of going for more like Amblin, kind of like sincere family movie energy, so maybe they're going to steer into the comedy a little bit more.
It's tough too when like your leads in that movie are children. They're younger
Yeah.
people, and so it's like they're trying to bring in the newer, younger audience.
There's
They're
a lot
trying
of-
to bring back the.
And there's a lot of that last movie.
nostalgia.
There's a lot of grief themes. There was a lot of like dead grandpa wasn't around enough, and
Yeah.
yada yada yada. So, like,
Neglect and like neglecting your family. And,
it had some different tones from maybe the other Ghostbusters franchises. So maybe this is them trying to get back to it, right?
As the person directing this is like missing his father and like trying to recreate what his father did. There's like so many layers to this whole thing. I don't know. Ghostbusters, it feels like a franchise where like they don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, how did the last movie go financially? Like, did it
It
make?
didn't do that well, but I think it was a COVID release as well.
But then after that movie too, they were like, oh well, we're gonna make a sequel and we're also gonna make a new show. And
This
like,
movie,
gonna
I think,
be-
was also delayed significantly.
Right.
Like a lot of movies got delayed last year because of strikes and things like that. But I think, should we roll into the international trailer?
Yeah, we can watch it. It's past 4.
Oh, okay. Or we
yeah.
can skip that. You know,
can
that's
skip
homework
it.
for the audience. Just you guys go watch it. Come back.
Always the international getting left out.
That's right.
Okay.
We're isolationists here at the break room.
Extraordinary alien. That's whatever. That's fine.
Extraordinary.
I ain't afraid of no ghost.
Does Buster make you feel good, Mutt?
We got one.
Answer that.
We got one.
Can you give me a Ghostbusters? What do you want?
A Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters, what do you want?
Not bad.
Oh,
Not bad.
nice.
Zach?
Ghostbusters, what do you want?
Oh, that was good. That was better.
Ghostbusters, what do you want?
All right, she just set us up so she could set herself up. But
Extraordinary!
that was a bump
Iconic.
set spike right there. But I'll do
Iconic.
that.
Okay, well, I think that's probably enough for today's break room. Thank you so much for watching with us here on YouTube. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. Leave a comment. Leave a comment with what you would pitch, both as your Dune popcorn bucket,
Yeah.
alt, and what seemingly non-sexual movie item could become the most sexual popcorn bucket of all time.
I thought we'd absolutely crush that with Bustin' Makes You Feel Good.
Yeah, yeah.
There
Like,
you go.
that's just a
There
done
you
deal.
go. How do you manifest that into a popcorn container? Would love to hear your pitches in the comments.
Yeah.
So follow Breakroom on socials as well as follow Maude to know all the cool stuff she's doing, including interviewing the Dune 2 cast and crew. And most importantly, everybody, have a great day.
Yay!
Bye.